Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Golfhouse, and we are finally back on the Jevination Skyblock server. It has been an incredibly long time since I recorded our last video. I hope that you guys have missed me as much as I've missed you. When last we spoke, we built our item sorting system here so that we wouldn't have to worry about cleaning out the chests anymore, and it has been going really well. We are collecting all sorts of interesting items here. We also talked a little bit about pants and the fact that I didn't have any, and one of you, a young man by the name of Will Dickens, who I believe is actually the first YouTube subscriber I ever had, pointed out that I had pants in the chest all along. And of course I went and I looked, and of course he was right. So I've been doing a little bit of off-camera work, and I've picked up a brand new set of gold pants. I've been combining and merging together, crafting together, however you call it, and I've got myself a brand new pair of pants here. And since Will was kind enough to point out that we had pants all along, we are going to call them Will's pants, and we're going to go ahead and put those on. There we go. I'm all decked out, ready for action, and I'm wearing Will's pants. That doesn't sound creepy at all. We have one more piece of business to attend to before we can get on with the episode. We have 30 levels, and we have another pickaxe. So we're going to try this again, and hopefully this time it's a fortune pick. Well, we'll try that again a little bit later. One of the things that we have neglected over the last couple of episodes is the challenges menu. One of our medium-ranked challenges was to collect 16 oak, birch, jungle, and spruce logs, which is what I just happen to have down here. That will give us 16 redstone, 5 iron, and an ocelot spawn egg. I don't know what we're going to do with that yet, but that's probably worth keeping around, so I'm going to go ahead and stash it over here for the time being. Since we last spoke, I've also enhanced our jungle wood collection system here. I've built myself a little fence that kind of keeps me in a fairly decent position, and sometimes if I'm really good with the tree feller, I can get all 4 trees down at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but within one go at the tree feller. So let's see if I can do it this time. Awesome! Just in time. And as you can see, we managed to collect a whole mess of wood by doing this. I'm not always super successful with getting all 4 of the trees chopped down, but as you can see, it's incredibly worth it when we do. And we are going to need all of this jungle wood for today's episode because we are going to go up to the top of our farm and we're going to add nether portals to the top of it. Now, in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of money because obsidian is pretty expensive in the shop. Thankfully, I've been doing some off-camera wood chopping, and I think we're going to be okay. We have sold off all of the wood, and we have purchased all of the obsidian, and now we've got a ton of it. I don't know exactly how many of the huge nether portals we will be able to create with all that, but it should be a fairly significant amount. If we look over here at Mr. Swallet's setup over here, that's not really his name, I know that. You see he's got a third one now. The maximum size that these things can be is 21 by 21, so a 23 by 23 square long thing-majigger nether portal. That's a lot of obsidian. It's actually a little bit more, probably more like a stack and a half of obsidian per portal. So we should still get a fair number of portals out of this. I'm hoping to get at least 7 or 8, and they're going to go right up there at the top. Now, one of the things that we are going to need, obviously, is a floor, and we don't want to build the floor out of obsidian because that's just going to be a waste. So I've gone ahead and I've harvested a few more jungle trees, and we are going to go ahead and get started with that. I've got 4 axes here that I've been using to chop down trees. I think I've got enough durability left on them, especially the iron axe with the unbreaking, that they should get us through the duration of this project. I'm also going to need water because I'm going to need to be able to build the channels that are going to flush the zombie pigmen down into the collection points, and I'm also going to need flint and steel in order to light the portals. I would really like to be able to do this all in one go so that I don't have to keep coming up and down and up and down and up and down again. So let me go ahead and get our water buckets, our flint and steel, and all of the other tools that we'll need, and the next time that I see you, we'll be up there. Okay, boys and girls, we are up on top of the mob spawner. We have started our floor platform for the pigmen, and we have run into a problem. The server is lagging like crazy. I don't know if I'll be able to replicate it now that I'm recording. Of course, now it'll probably work fine, but yeah, you hear how the blocks are making the sounds perfectly in sync with me placing them. That has not been happening. That on its own is not a huge concern for me, but there have been plenty of times that I have been rubber banded back from one side of this little platform to the other, and at least the rain has stopped. That's a plus. But I'm a little concerned about our ability to get this done without having the server glitch us off the side. So I am pushing down on this shift key so hard that I'm probably going to end up breaking it. But we are going to try to get this thing at least as close to done as we can, given the server issues, and if it proves to be a little bit too much for us, then we may have to put it off for another episode. But we're going to do what we can. Before the server glitches became so apparent, I took the time to measure out our mob farm, and from that end to that end, it's exactly 22 blocks. So that's almost where we need it to be. We need it to be 23 blocks across in order to make the portals big enough. So we will have to go out a little bit, but going over by 1 block, that's not going to be a problem for me. So it looks like we are almost there. We are now level, so we just need to bring it out 1. And there we go. Now all we have to do is take this floor and go that way with it. One of the other things that I need to get done before we get too far into this project is to go ahead and carve out the spots where the pigmen are going to fall off of this. Now the easiest way to do it would probably be to just kind of stick them in right around here-ish, because that's where the, well, I can show you. This is where the drop is for the mob farm. But because of where we're putting this, and because of the hit points that the pigmen have, if we drop them here, they are always going to die when they go down there, even if we have it set up as an XP farm. We don't want to do that, because sometimes we're going to want to be able to hit the pigmen for the experience and also for the chance at the gold ingots instead of just the gold nuggets that they normally drop. So one of the things that we're going to do, and I have to kind of punch this out in order to find it. Okay, that is the spot there. And we'll make a 4 square drop. That's probably about right. We'll put that there. The pigmen will be able to fall down there, but instead of landing and getting hurt, they'll land in the water, and then they'll follow the same path that everybody else does. So then it's just a matter of putting up the walls here, going up here and carving out an appropriate hole in the floor up there, sealing this up, and we're good. So we can come back up here. Now one of the things that I am going to have to do, and I don't really know how to best accomplish it, is to kind of negate the light level. Right now the sun is shining down in there. That's making that whole area light up, and mobs are not going to spawn there as long as that light level stays there. But I think our best bet in that case is going to be to wait until the nether portals are in place, and then we can just place some blocks up there to kind of block the sun as it shines down, and that should return the mob farm back down to the darkness level that we need for critters to spawn down there. So now we've gone ahead and gotten that done. I'm going to go ahead and build out our farm a little bit more, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Nighttime has fallen once again on the Jevination Skyblock server. It seems to be nighttime a lot on this server. I kind of get the feeling that they've got the day-night cycle rigged a certain way so that it's nighttime longer than it's day. That might just be me though. Anyways, you can see we've made some progress up here above the mob farm. It dawned on me though, it probably isn't a good idea to go and build all of this out going that way until we know for certain that we've got enough obsidian blocks to make portals going that far. If we don't, we may have to pull the plug on it for a little bit and just deal with a slightly limited gold capacity until we can collect more funds to get more obsidian. But this is where we're going to kind of start that process. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build the obsidian. I'm probably going to start it right here, and we'll go across this way and we'll build the first portal, try to get it lit up. We won't light the portals, we won't activate them until we're done with the thing, but we'll get it lit up on top to keep critters from spawning on top of it, and maybe we'll go a few blocks out and see how many portals we're going to be able to activate with the obsidian we have on hand. It's nighttime a lot on this server. It also rains a lot on this server. I'm going to do something about that here. I'm just going to turn off the rain and snow just so that we can see a little bit better. We can still tell that it's raining because of the little droplets. I'm all the way up here. I'm about to go and finish the rest of this portal, and I realized that I've got a little bit of a conundrum. My brand new shiny boots do not have feather falling on them. So I don't know how much of a fall we can take. This is about a 20, it's 23 to the obsidian, so probably about 25, 26 blocks to the bottom there. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Okay. Okay, so we've taken a little bit of a break from the nether portal creation to go get us a few levels, and we're going to go ahead and take a crack at enchanting these boots and hopefully getting some feather falling. I know we can get a level 9 enchant even with the torches there, that's not going to help us. Alright, well, we'll put the boots back on. Protection is nice, but I don't think, if I remember correctly, I don't think protection does anything against fall damage. So we're going to have to be a little bit more cautious about our jumping around up there. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and go back up, and let's see if we can find the right spot to do this. That looks about right. And I've got some dark oak that I had to steal from the chest in order to jump back up there. Otherwise we were going to risk losing our stuff to the despawn rule. But we'll come back up here, and here's where I was before. And maybe instead of building these one square at a time, I think what we're going to do is kind of do this a little bit more like this. So we'll go across, put another one down here and here. We'll take those wood pieces up eventually, and we'll kind of do one of these things. Now I'm pretty sure that we have enough obsidian to get at least 4 or 5 of these things put together. In fact, I did a little bit of the math, and I think we can actually get 10. So I'm a little bit less concerned about making sure that we know exactly how many we're doing, because once we get to about 8, that's when I'll start to figure out a little bit more of the math involved, and we'll just have to make sure that we've got a strategy in place to keep us from doing these 23 block drops that are killing us. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on framing, to use a construction term, and when I bring you back, hopefully it'll be daytime, hopefully it won't be raining, and hopefully we'll have some portals done. Okay, so we now have 6 nether portals up here and ready to go. You see I've got a little bit of a mob spawning problem up there. I've got a couple of errors in the engineering process of this nether portal. I have a stray piece of obsidian right there, which is not a huge problem, but I also have one right there, and that is a problem. That obsidian is going to prevent me from lighting this portal, and I did try to take my stone pickaxe to it, and I know in regular survival if I take a stone pickaxe to it, it'll take forever and I won't get the block, but it will at least break it. But on this server, for some reason, it doesn't. So I may actually have to go and burn up some diamonds to get a diamond pickaxe in order to get that done. But that is not even our most significant problem. Due to a lack of engineering foresight on my part, I built these portals with no way for the pigmen to go under them into the water stream. So I've got 2 ways that I can fix that. I can either tear all of this down and move all of these up 1, which I'm not going to do, or I can come down here, since we did engineer a little bit of give down here, and just bring the floor down 1 level. So that's what we're going to do. I think that will be a lot easier on my fragile nerves, and we do lose a little bit of this drop here, but that's not a big deal. I think we can get around that pretty easily. So let me go ahead and fix my engineering blunders, and hopefully pretty soon we'll be able to light this thing up. Okay guys, I know the transition was only about a second and a half for you, but it's been almost an hour and a half for me. This project has been one of the most frustrating things I've ever done in Minecraft. I've died several times. I've had all sorts of things go wrong, and the final product is far from perfect. If we come over here to the drop zone, you will see that there are open areas down there where the water will push zombie pigmen and they will stop. So they will actually have to be pushed by other pigmen in order to get down into the chamber. Right now, I don't think there's a whole lot that I can do about that. And at 1 o'clock in the morning, which is what time it is right now, I just don't have the brain capacity to ponder that particular question. So that's going to be a job for another day. We are going to come back up here at some point and build more portals. As you can see, we've still got plenty of obsidian, so we are not going to be hurting for additional portals anytime soon. But let's go ahead and get these lit. The culmination of what feels like months of work. Okay, there's our first one. There's number 2. You can see we've already got the signs down so that any zombie pigmen, like that guy, who do spawn, will get pushed into the water. I don't know what he's trying to do. Is he trying to get at me? He shouldn't be hostile. And see, that's what I'm afraid of, is they're going to end up getting pushed into that open area, and unless they choose to walk around a little bit, they're not really going to have much reason to fall in. But no matter, we will watch their progress over the next several days and see how things go there. That little guy is still trying to get out. Sorry, bud. I don't know what to tell you. I am also going to need to figure something out about the impact. Oh, he's gone. We'll be seeing him or his nuggets, I guess, a little bit later. That sounded dirty. Anyway, we do still need to figure out the roof. I did put the little bit of roofing up there. That seems to have helped with the light levels in the mob spawner a little bit, but it's not great. And our ability, our mob spawning rate has been impacted by it. So I'm going to have to look into that a little bit. I really don't want to have to go through the process of encasing this entire thing in wood in order to get the light levels down. But if that's what it's going to take, then I'll do it. But that is also a project for another day, Mr. Pigman. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. There's another pigman. Wow, you guys are really spawning. I hope all this effort that I've put in pays off with you guys, because I really want that gold. So let's go ahead and come down here. I'm going to drill my way back down from my 2 columns that I've had to use because I've been dying so much. And I'll see you at the bottom. Well, look at that. In the time it took us to get down from the mob farm, we've already managed to pick up 5 gold nuggets. It's not going to make us rich. This is going to be a real slow process. We need 9 just to get 1 ingot, and we need 16 ingots before we can actually sell them at the shop. So this isn't going to be a get-rich-quick kind of scheme, but that's okay. The purpose of this was to create something that makes money for us without us even having to work at it. And we've managed to accomplish that. So even though this has been an incredibly frustrating process for me to get done, I'm glad that we finally have it done. And of course, at some point down the road, we will go back up there and we'll finish it. We'll put up another 4 or 5 of those nether portals, and that should get us even more loot from the denizens of the nether. So that's going to be another episode though, and it's not going to be the next one. I'm going to find something different to do in the next episode because I am nether portaled out. I don't know what we're going to do in the next episode yet, but it won't be that. But I'll think of something interesting for us to do when next we speak. I hope you've enjoyed my little travails and issues here. If you have enjoyed the video, go ahead and click the like button. If you've really liked it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Track me down on social media. Do whatever you want to do to get in touch with me. And until next time, my name is Golfhouse. This has been Skyblock. The defense rests.